In this video, we'll talk about rabies virus infection. So stay tuned till the end and you would enjoy this video. So rabies virus is a deadly virus and it causes a viral disease that lead to inflammation in the human brain and other mammals and ultimately lead to death. And it creates a situation called hydrophobia, that the infected individual is literally aversive towards water. And it is caused by this virus known as rabies virus. This particular virus belongs to the genus Laccivirus and family Rhabdoviridae. So it's kind of like a bullet-shaped virus. And it's primarily transmitted through the bite of infected animals, such as bite of a dog who is already infected with this virus. And if untreated and not proper care is taken at time, then rabies infection has 100% fatality rate. It's quite deadly, several times more deadly than the SARS-CoV-2. And this is a latest kind of overview that which particular part of the globe is highly affected by rabies virus infection. So it turns out in third world countries where the dogs or any other animals are stray, they come in contact with humans more often than the advanced or the first world countries. So now let's talk about the overall structure of this virus. It has negative strand RNA as a genome. It has nucleoprotein wrapping around this negatively stranded RNA genome. Then there are RNA polymerase. Then there are phosphoproteins, matrix proteins, glycoproteins, and an envelope. So it's an enveloped virus. So among the RNA virus, there could be positive stranded RNA and negative stranded RNA viruses. And this particular virus belongs to the negative stranded RNA. There could be enveloped or non-enveloped virus. So among the enveloped virus, there are many categories like Bunia virus, orthomyxovirus, paramyxovirus, and Rhabdoviridae. So this particular virus belongs to the genus of Laccivirus under Rhabdoviridae. So one of the peculiar feature about rabies virus is that it can transmit within the nervous system. It can bind to the acetylcholine receptor and then get inside the cell. So the cholinergic synapses which are present in the neuromuscular junction are affected. And through the muscle, these viruses are transmitted retrogradely to the cell body of the neuron. And they replicate in the soma of the neuron. Also, there is possibility of transsynaptic transmission of this virus. So now let us zoom into the cell body and the soma part to understand what really happens there. So here are the microtubules which are ending towards the soma. There are dynein motors which carry the viruses towards this cell body. Now these virus would eventually shed its nucleoprotein, and this nucleoprotein which is wrapping around the genome would eventually be replicated with a positive strand RNA as an intermediate. It would make more and more copies of that negative stranded single RNA. Now this replication is really crucial for assembly of the viral particle. The positive stranded intermediate would eventually be used for making new proteins via using the host translation mechanism. And those viral proteins such as polymerase, matrix proteins, glycoproteins, etc. would be assembled in the Golgi and eventually assembled together with the negative stranded RNA genome. And this is how a new viral particle is produced and ready to infect another cell in the near vicinity. Now let's talk about different stages of rabies virus infection. So this is the exposure time, and there is a long incubation period of 20 to 90 days. Like even in 3 months, nothing might have happened. Then there is a prodrome phase. In that case, the first symptoms appear, which might look like fever, headache, general weakness, or discomfort. Then eventually there are symptoms which are more clinically relevant. There is a acute neurological phase where several neurological phenomena happen, like insomnia, anxiety, confusion, hallucinations, agitations, and hypersalivation. All that things basically are quite striking features of rabies virus infection. So hydrophobia is prominent and apparent at this point of time. After this acute neurological phase, there is a phase which ultimately leads to death. It lasts for only 1 to 7 days. Patient might end up in coma and eventually die. So if not taken care, this is the normal trajectory of the viral infection. Let's talk about the transmission. Generally, dogs are really accused for the transmission because the dogs are the primary contact site for human. But in other wild type animals such as raccoons, like mongoose, bat, these virus can also circulate, and very less commonly, but through the saliva and scratches, these viruses can also transmit from one individual to another. So basically, the diagnosis of rabies is based on clinical suspicion that if you are bitten by a mad dog or something like that. But more confirmatory test is done from the saliva PCR, serum and CSF sample analysis for rabies virus specific antibodies, and immunofluorescent staining of viral antigens found in the hair follicles. And post-mortem observation includes Negri bodies, which are eosinophilic inclusion bodies found in the neurons, especially in the hippocampal neurons. Still, people are debating about the function and why generally scientists see these kind of Negri bodies in the infected patients, and what are the clinical significance is not totally understood at this point of time. So treatment of rabies virus involves cleaning the site immediately, then put rabies in immunoglobulin. Basically, this would prevent the rabies virus. And basically, rabies virus is a series of injections given over 14 days of time, and this particular injection would ensure there is a post-exposure prophylaxis. So the patient would survive and it would not die. So prevention is always better than cure. So vaccination of dogs is important. Avoiding wild animal is important. Pre-exposure prophylaxis is also important for people such as veterinarians or researchers who is actively working with mouse or bats, etc. So I hope this video was useful. Here are some quick points which are very important for USMLE. You can take a screenshot and it would be also available as a flashcard in our page. So you can get more notes and flashcards in our Facebook page or Instagram page. Click the links in the description. See you in next video.